If you've ever tried to get your savings in order, chances are you've faced some bumps along the way. And let's be honest, it's frustrating. But here's the truth. It's not entirely your fault. Many people struggle simply because they didn't have the right strategies in place. So today, I'm excited to share 6 proven ways to save $10,000 faster, all backed by science. First up is something called guideline automation. A fascinating study from 2004 found that people can easily save 3.8 times more money by automating their savings. Sounds amazing, right? And here's the kicker. You can still indulge in your favorite things, like a cozy night at the movies, your favorite takeout, or that new book you've been eyeing. But there's a catch. You have to do it in a specific way. Now, I won't lie to you. Setting up guideline automation does take a little effort at first. But trust me, the time and headaches it saves you in the long run are well worth it. This strategy taps into a psychological principle known as loss aversion. Essentially, losing $100 feels significantly worse than finding $100. So when you think about saving money, it can feel like a loss rather than a gain. That's where guideline automation shines. It's designed to make saving effortless so you don't have to constantly worry about putting money aside. It removes that uncomfortable feeling of loss aversion entirely. But before I dive into how I set mine up, let's explore why this matters and how you can get started on your own savings journey. Step 1. Setting up guideline automation. Let's say you earn $67,000 a year. If you apply guideline automation to just 10% of your income, you'd have saved close to $7,000 by the end of the year. This means you're effectively paying yourself first. Think of it like a self-imposed tax where your future self gets charged 10% of all your earnings to ensure a financially free life down the line. Let me share how I set things up for my savings. First off, I have my paychecks go straight into my checking account through direct deposit. It's just so convenient. Then, on payday, my bank takes care of the rest by automatically moving my paycheck into 2 different accounts, one for spending and one for saving. The spending account is where I cover all my fixed monthly bills and everyday expenses, like groceries and gas. By keeping track of what I've spent in the past, I can set realistic targets for things like dining out or entertainment without breaking the bank. Then there's my savings account, which is dedicated solely to saving up for the future. At the end of each month, I can easily check what's left in my spending account and transfer any extra money into my savings. It's a seamless process that allows my savings to grow without me having to think about it too much. And the best part? I get to decide how to use my savings, whether that's for an emergency fund, a high-yield savings account, or even investments. It feels great to have that flexibility. Step 2. Break down your goals. Next, let's talk about setting realistic savings goals. Instead of aiming to save $10,000 all at once, think about it in smaller chunks. To save $10,000 in a year, you need to set aside about $833 a month. That still sounds like a lot, but when you break it down further, it's actually just about $27.30 a day. Now, that feels more manageable. You can achieve this by making small lifestyle changes. For example, cooking at home instead of eating out could save you $10 to $15 a day. Bringing your own coffee instead of buying that fancy latte? That's another $5 daily. Even cutting out subscriptions you don't use can save you around $30 a month. These little tweaks add up. Step 3. Overcoming present bias. Now, there's something called present bias, which is our tendency to prioritize immediate rewards over future benefits. To combat this, flip your thinking. Instead of focusing on saving $7.39 each day, remind yourself that you're working toward that $10,000 goal. When you view it through this lens, saving $27.30 a day suddenly seems a lot more achievable. This shift in mindset can condition you to resist those immediate temptations and stay focused on your long-term savings goals. Step 4. Control your emotional spending. Let's talk about emotional spending. Companies like Amazon and Nike spend billions to understand what makes us tick. They manipulate our emotions to get us to click buy. But what if we flip the script? A study in 2019 revealed that people are 3.33 times more likely to save money if they harness their emotional drivers effectively. This all starts with a simple question. Why do you want to save? For me, it's about becoming financially free, being able to work from anywhere in the world, having the freedom to decide where I'll be investing my time. This personal connection to your savings goals makes them more meaningful. Step 5. Tackling impulse purchases. We all know that feeling of wanting something and giving in to the impulse. Instead of trying to eliminate those urges entirely, give yourself a not now, but later list. When you see something you want, write it down and wait 30 days before buying it. This delay often reveals whether it was a true desire or just a passing whim. Surprisingly, about 92.7% of the time, you'll find that you no longer want the item after a couple of weeks. Step 6. Understanding future value. Finally, let's dive into the future value of your money. Think about it. If I offered you $100 today or $105 next year, which would you prefer? Most people instinctively choose the $100 now because it feels more valuable in the moment. Understanding the future value can help you make smarter financial choices. For instance, if you invest that $100 today instead of waiting for the extra $5, you could significantly increase its worth over time. There's another strategy that can really boost your savings. What if I told you that if you want to get rich, you need to start by looking like you're not? It might sound odd, but trust me, it works. I break it all down in the video that's popping up on your screen. Give it a watch, and I'll see you in the next one.